Hello and welcome once more to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Amata. Today is the 7th of December and this time I'm bringing you your news cache, that is your roundup of gaming news. This time focused on the best, juiciest bits of news from the PlayStation experience, as it was full of game announcements and tons of trailers. Of course, I'm not going to cover it all here as the amount of information detailed is insane, but I am going to be going through some of the best pieces with you. We'll be having some news from Ultra Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, Yakuza 5 and Persona 5. Lots of 5s in this particular news video, but let us begin with the only 4 we have to do with. That's, of course, Ultra Street Fighter 4. As it was revealed during, as I said, the PlayStation experience, that Ultra Street Fighter 4 will be heading to the PS4 in spring of next year. Now, all DLC costumes will be included, of course, but what's rather interesting is that it will be a current gen exclusive to the console, meaning that it's unlikely that Xbox One users will be getting it. Now, we don't have confirmation of that, but the wording was definitely hinting at an exclusive console release for Ultra Street Fighter 4, and it would actually tie in with the fact that supposedly Street Fighter 5 is only going to be coming out on the PC and PS4 as well. So it seems like Capcom and Sony have been having some sort of deal go on, and it seems to stretch to Ultra as well, but of course that is not 100% confirmed, so don't take my word as gospel, please, because it really isn't, but it is heavily suggestive of the fact that we won't be seeing either of those titles on the Xbox One, which is not exactly good for anyone who happens to own that particular console. Moving on to Street Fighter 5, of course it was actually leaked a couple of days ago, and if you do want to see the full lowdown on the leak and what was discussed there, I will link Crimson Reign's video on that particular topic in the description below this video, so I suggest you give that a look see if you missed it the first time around. However, I have an interesting piece of news that Street Fighter 5 will have cross-platform play between the PS4 and the PC. Unfortunately, no release date or anything like that, but still not too shabby at all to have cross-platform play. It's pretty rare that we see that, but of course both parties are going to be playing on gamepad or possibly a fight stick, so obviously there's no advantage to be had for the PC gamer because no one in their right mind would play a fighting game on keyboard, so that's always nice to see. Moving on, however, to Yakuza 5. It was announced during the keynote address at the Experience community event that Yakuza 5 will be released in the West and is going to be coming out digitally on the PlayStation 3 next year, which is always awesome. And it was also announced that Yakuza 4 and Yakuza Dead Souls are also available on PSN today, but the most pertinent news, of course, is that Yakuza 5 will actually be seeing the light of day here in the West. Even if it is with a digital release, it's still better than nothing. And finally, we're going to finish up with a little tidbit from Persona 5. As there wasn't much known about the title other than the fact that it's coming to both PS3 and PS4 next year. However, we also know that Persona 5 will also be making an appearance stateside as well. Unfortunately, no other news released at this time, but at least we know we're going to be seeing it here in the West. A US release means a very large likelihood it's going to be coming out in the EU and elsewhere as well, so it's always good to see Persona 5 making its way over here. I kind of thought it probably would, given that it's such a pretty huge title even over here, so not exactly surprising, but still nice to see nonetheless. So that's the what I would call the hot bits of news that I've seen. There's quite a bit more, but that's what I want to discuss with you today. However, do let me know your thoughts below about anything I've discussed here or anything else you know from the PlayStation experience, and I'll see you next time.